Hello girls, today we're going to be learning about creating interesting dialogue. First of all, a quick recap. Dialogue is another word, it's a synonym for conversation between two or more people. Up-leveling, well that's the writing technique which we have been practicing recently. That's where we edit sentences step by step to make them sound more interesting and to include greater detail. Up-leveling can also be used to make dialogue between fictional characters sound much more informative and much more revealing. Here I've started with a very basic sentence. I live across the road, said Belinda. Well, in this sentence, girls, we found out that somebody called Belinda lives across the road. We don't know exactly where, and we don't really know much about Belinda. There's not really much point in this sentence, quite frankly. It's very boring and very basic. I would hate to have this sentence in a story. So let's up-level. I live across the road, said Belinda. Let's have it as, good morning. I live in the enormous white house across the road, declared Belinda. So, we've got a little bit more idea about who Belinda is, where she lives. First of all, she lives in a jolly big house. Secondly, she's not exactly shy, is she? She's just straight in there with the good morning, and especially as she's declaring it. Good morning, I live in the enormous white house across the road, declared Belinda. I've put some exclamation marks in there because she's declaring it. She's obviously quite a dramatic lady. Let's see where we can go with this. You've already seen the first two sentences. I'm going to up-level again. Good morning. My family and I live in the enormous white mansion across the road, declared Belinda at the top of her booming voice. My goodness, this Belinda is sharing quite a bit of information with us these days. She's now told us that it's not just her who lives in this house, and she's also added the fact that it's a mansion. Ooh la la, it's not just a house. And we're starting to get an idea of the sort of person that Belinda is. Good morning, my family and I live in the enormous white mansion across the road, declared Belinda at the top of her booming voice. Okay, girls, so you saw the first sentence, you saw the second sentence, and you've seen the third sentence. I'd like you now to read for yourself the fourth sentence, and I'm going to wait for you to read it. Okay, so Belinda has now given us an awful lot more information. Good morning! My family and I live in the enormous white mansion across the road, where we have a swimming pool and 10 servants, declared Belinda at the top of her booming voice, while showing off her brand new diamond ring. Here we have the final version. Good morning. My family and I live in the enormous white mansion across the road where we have a swimming pool and 10 servants, declared Belinda at the top of her booming voice while showing off her brand new diamond ring. We have 2 Mercedes and 3 trampolines, don't you know? In my final up-leveled dialogue, I have Belinda with her direct speech telling me all about her family and her living in the mansion with the swimming pool and the 10 servants, and I have a bit of information there about how she's saying it. She's declaring it in her booming voice. I've got a bit of body language, her showing off her bling-tastic new diamond ring. And finally, I've added a whole new chunk of direct speech. Can you see it at the end? It's a separate set of direct speech, starting again with inverted commas. We have 2 Mercedes and 3 trampolines, don't you know?